Hey everybody, it's me, Orion Senshi. Welcome to this week's video. I'm going to be doing something very different. On my Twitch channel, I host a Mutants and Masterminds game, and I decided that some of these adventures came out really well, and I would post them as VODs here on my YouTube channel. If you'd like to see these, we do have our games usually on Tuesday nights on the Twitch channel. The link to that will be in the description. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the story because we are jumping in the middle with this VOD. I hope you like it. If you do like it, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what if you have any suggestions or ideas or any questions about rules and stuff in the comments. Basic story, this takes place in the town of Amber Lagoon, and suddenly, one night, people gain the power of their RPG characters using these mysterious devices called sheet units, superhuman entity entry tools. Get it? They're character sheets. I thought it was funny. Now, some people have begun to abuse this power. Three unlikely heroes band together to stand for what's right. One of the things that I love about writing this series is that every villain represents some toxic facet of the RPG community taken to an extreme level. At this point in the story, the heroes have begun coordinating with the Special Response Team, an elite branch of the police force that was focused on responding to the new superhuman situation, led by Officer Jonah. Now, the players don't exactly trust the Special Response Team and have deceived them in the past, which is something that does come up in the beginning of this session. In this adventure, they've begun investigating a series of mysterious deaths. With that said, I hope you enjoy the show. Problem. All right, everybody, welcome to tonight's show. We're going to be having another great session of Mutants and Masterminds, and this is looking to be quite exciting as we have a very special and mysterious session planned for tonight. All right, everybody, so, let me get my menu up. There we go. Since our last adventure, it's been about three days since you went on your last adventure, and you all have gotten a call. I've received a communication through whatever form you use to communicate with the Special Response Team, whether it be carrier pigeon, burner phone, or just straight normal cell phone. Oh, hold up. Judge Judy Slayer, welcome to the Star Hunters, where we shoot through the stars, have wonderful adventures, live our dreams, and always, and stop to enjoy the memes. I should probably have my chat open. Sorry about that. I just got to follow real quick. So I was saying thank you to our viewer. We have a viewer, Judge Judy Slayer, who's watching. Anyway, moving on. Since in that time
you leave Judge Judy alone. Judge Judy is a gem.
Yeah, I mean, she's old enough to be a mineral.
I hate you.
Glad to see it. Glad to see it. So you all have received a message from the Special Response Team saying, with an urgent request, asking you all to meet up there. And do you say anything to each other when you see each other outside the building, or are we just going to proceed straight into the meeting?
I get their attention. And
is this before or after the second time that we went and saw the kids?
This is after. The second time to go see the kids went off completely and utterly without a hitch, and it was a joyous time for all.
And horses were involved, right?
Horses were most definitely involved.
Alright, bet.
But I do have something to say, and I really need Gadgetman to hear it.
I think Gadgetman's listening.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. So I got some information a little bit ago that the banks have discovered a potion that will dispel and negate any effects on objects that make them money or make them into false forms of currency.
What? Explain.
So there's a formula, there's a potion out there that the banks and I'm assuming other stores at some point will be able to use to negate creation spells in it to, money. And I'm assuming the negation spell will be able to be used on other things as well. But right now,
no, I understand. You're saying that there's a potion being developed that can dispel creation effects, even ones that are permanent.
Yes.
Duly noted.
Okay. Well, we can go in now. That's all I really had to say.
I mean, at this point, we'll cross that bridge when we cross it. I've got a lot of other stuff on my mind today. I kind of want to just get through the mission and, if we need to blow some stuff up, we'll blow some stuff up. But, whatever it takes today.
Sound a little off today, Gadgetman.
Yeah, are you okay?
Let's just say my situation is, I wouldn't say dicey. My situation is tense with my roommates. So I'd like to just get through this so we can go back to helping people. Like those, those kids we helped out the other day.
Oh, okay. Sure. Let's get on with it then.
So after that quick exchange, the three of you walk into the headquarters of the Special Response Team. And you see Jonah, but instead of being in his normal work uniform, you see he has the next gen power armor out. He's not wearing it, but it's currently out of its display case. It looks like it's on a rack waiting to be equipped. And he says, "Oh, good. I'm so glad you're here. Take a seat. My wonderful and trusted and honest friends and coworkers."
You're laying the ham on kind of thick today, aren't you?
Says, Ham, I would never. Yeah, I am actually.
What do you want?
See, it's not what I want. Well, actually, no. There is something I want. Honesty, truth, trust, and also I want you to watch this wonderful magic trick. He reaches into the desk and he pulls out one of the gold bars you got him, and you see he also pulls out a vial of a bubbling green fluid. He says, "So this is
interesting looking thing you got there."
Really, isn't it? It's an experimental thing that's been produced because with so many people gaining superpowers, it became really obvious to the banks that one of the first things people would try doing would be creating precious stones, precious metals, and cash. So some people put some time and money and working really fast into developing this wonderful solvent. At least I think that's the thing. It's something that forms a solution with another thing.
No, that's correct.
Except the solution it forms is a gas. It reacts with conjured objects and turns them into O2.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. He pours a little bit on the gold bar, and you see the gold bar start to fizzle and break down and bubble into a gas. He said, "So, I think part of this is on me because I think I put a bit too much trust in your activities, and I think I put a bit too much pressure on you, and that's not fair. But in the interest of that, what I would like would be to know what you spent the money I gave you on last time, and why you felt the need to give me gold bars instead of telling me what you spent it on. Fake gold bars."
To be fair, the gold isn't actually fake. It was just manifested.
You know what? I'm gonna let that specific caveat or that turn of phrase slide. So we can acknowledge that it was solid. It was solid gold. It just wasn't mined or processed gold. It was manufactured by a superpower.
All right, I see where this is going. You want to know why a hero would have manufactured collateral in exchange for funds, specifically for a project. The reason is that during our investigation into the activities that you specifically asked us to investigate, we required significantly more capital than we had initially perceived that we would need to acquire the information that we acquired. Therefore, it seemed wrong to turn up empty-handed because you gave us a lot of capital to work with. It was not made well. Let's say I was not aware that such a formula existed. I mean, for all I know, with my knowledge of science, I could probably convince you that what you had was simply a strong acid, which would oh God, what's the word? Protate into a transition metal such as gold to create either an alloy or a solution. But clearly, you've already tested it on other things, and you prove that this solution has been proven to be effective at determining what is and what is not of this world, shall we say. Jargon aside, it's clear that while our intentions may have been good, they were misguided in this case. And for that, I am truly sorry for trying to mislead you. However, I think you'll find that the information that we were able to give you was good. Was it worth all the capital? That's up to you to decide. But we never, our intention was never to fully deceive you or the police force, sir.
TLDR, we spent more than we were trying to spend to get the information, and we felt bad, so we wanted to recuperate as much of that as possible.
He sighs. He's like, "Well, whatever your intentions may be, your actions have unfortunately forced my hand. We're going to be continuing to work together, and if I'm not going to be arresting you for fabrication of money, I need to go out with you and personally observe your activities. I've upgraded my vehicle so I can keep up with you. We'll be in constant communication, and I think that this will still allow. I will do my best to not get in your way, and I believe that this will be to the benefit of all of us.
Sure.
Sounds fine to me.
Great.
I have no complaints.
Awesome. Now, let's go over what the real reason I've called you here, which is there have been two very suspicious murders of college students, which I'm sure sounds familiar since you dealt with something similar to this not too long ago, which is why I thought that your team would be the best ones to bring in for this. The murdered students, he grabs a file from his desk, were both, while they did go to two separate colleges, one went to the state college and one went to the local community college. They were both part of a writing club, an intercollegiate writing club of young and aspiring authors who are all undergrads to share their work, communicate with each other, so on and so forth. And besides that, the only thing that connects the two of them, besides also the fact they were murdered one after the other, is that they were both murdered by a formation of some kind of salt crystal appearing in their chest.
A salt crystal.
Yes, a massive salt crystal about the size of, he puts his hand up and makes a fist about this big, appearing in their chest, and its jagged edges causing massive damage and also slicing their hearts apart.
Do we have any leads on this? Do we have any enhanced individuals with salt powers or something crazy like that?
Not that I know of. We're working on some legislation to get a registry put together to register people with enhanced powers. As we originally, the government was hoping these powers would go away, but as it's been over a month so far, the government is moving towards, instead of removal, trying to move towards acceptance and trying to see what the world looks like with superpowered people. But at this point, we're flying blind. I have taken the liberty of getting the contact information of the remaining 10 members of the writing club because these two they did know each other. They were both members of this writing club, so I'm wondering if maybe someone from the writing club might have some information for us.
All right, so where do we start?
He says, well, while I am going with you on this, I'm not taking lead. I'm following your lead. I've got a list of 10 possible suspects. I've got some circumstantial information, and I got both their bodies in the morgue downstairs.
Well, we should probably start by seeing the bodies then.
All right, let's go. He leads you to a downstairs area, and you see the two young men. One with they each have little identifier tags on their big toe. One says James Thomas, and the other says Luca Green. And you see where their chest is open, and there is this massive crystal there.
And the makeup of this crystal is actually like sodium, like it's actually salt and not something else.
Yes, it's some form. It doesn't look like manufactured crystal salt. It looks like it's it's similar to sea salts, but it's forged into this. It's been forced into this crystalline form. It's like somebody suddenly grew a salt crystal right in the middle of their chest, but it didn't consume any of their materials of their body. So it's like someone, I guess, injected a crystal. Do any of you have any expertise in medicine? Or treatment? Well, not expertise treatment, or treatment ranks, I mean.
Let me check. I might. My goodness. What happened to my sheet? It's so small. I mean, I have it, but it's untrained. So if I roll for it, I have to take a penalty.
Okay.
Or can I not even roll?
What'd you say?
Can I even roll for it if it's not trained?
For treatment, no. Or for an expertise, no.
Well then don't worry about it then.
Okay. Do any of you want to give me a perception check or an investigation check if you're trained in investigation?
I can do a perception check.
I have some ranks in investigation.
Okay, so can I get that perception and investigation check? All right, so as the two of you are looking over these bodies, and Queen, you notice that there appears to be some crystalline structure underneath the fingernails of Luca. Sorry, not Luca. Let me check my notes. James. And also, the both of you notice that there is a very strong salty smell to both of their skin. And Gabriel, you notice that both of them also have extremely, just noticeably clean hair. Like there's no signs of dandruff. There's no signs of anything. Like while they just look like normal people, it looks like their hair has been recently scrubbed.
The salt under his fingernails, was it? Am I able to tell if he was like scratching at something salty, or if like it just got under there somehow?
From your perception, you can't really tell exactly how it got there. You can tell that it is there, though. Does that make sense? Like you can see it's there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is the salty smell like distinct in some kind of way? Like, would I know of a similar area or anything like that that would smell the same kind of salty?
No. Give me an intelligence check. No, you can't put your finger on it, on if it's familiar or not, or if it's something that you should remember or not. It's not bringing anything to mind.
Unless anybody else has any other questions, is it possible to see the crime scenes?
Jonah says, certainly, follow me. And he takes you first to the local state college, and he takes you to a dorm room. He says, so this is the first one. This is Luca Green's dorm room. And when you go in there, you see there's books everywhere. It's a little bit messy. The room has obviously been like cordoned off as a crime scene, so no one's messed with it. And it looks like he was working on something. His computer is open, and it looked like he had a notebook on the counter as well, on the desk.
Well, I know Gadgetman is good with computers, so I'll leave that to him. And I'll go check out the book.
What do you want me to do?
Look at this guy's computer, see if you can find any files of some sort that might help us.
Sure, I'll do that.
Give me a technology check.
Hello? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrible. Are you kidding me? I don't know. I don't want to hero point that. No, it's too early in the night.
All right. So, you're having some trouble just getting past some of his things because you don't have his password. It's looking for some 4-letter password in order to get into any of the files or the email accounts.
So like his files are password protected.
Yes.
Okay. That's strange. Hey guys, why would a student writer be password protecting his files? Like email and social media I can understand, but I was able to get into his computer just fine, and now I can't look at any of his files. That seems suspicious, right?
I mean, a little, but if this is a intercollegiate writing club, maybe he's trying to prevent plagiarism or something like that.
Just to be clear, you're not at the writing club, you're at his dorm room.
Oh, sorry. If he was a member of an intercollegiate writing club, then he might be protecting his files to protect against plagiarism or something like that.
Guess. I don't know. Let me work with this some more.
I mean,
right.
He's also a college student, a male college student at that.
What are you implying?
I'm implying that he might be somebody that would request that his browser history be deleted upon his death.
Oh, I see. I mean, I guess somebody's got to pay the bills. I
wouldn't rule out that it could be suspicious, but I'm also saying that it's not completely suspicious.
You're saying there's a reason for it, which makes sense.
Now,
but that still doesn't tell us anything. I mean, do you think it's worth investigating this more, or should I just leave this?
Well, you're very
expert now. I mean, if you can get in, you might as well, right? You might as well pursue any leads that we can get, right?
Out of character, is Jonah with us?
Yes, Jonah's in the room as well.
Jonah, what do you think?
Jonah just says that could prove useful. Since this just happened, his murder happened 2 days ago, and the most recent murder happened yesterday. So I don't have a full write-up of a lot of information. Our people are still working on getting a lot of personal information and contacting next of kin.
All right, well, not to be like one of those guys, but if this was TV, they would 100% want that information. So, like, I think I should keep looking.
Okay. So you can keep looking, but real quick, did Queen, you said you were going to look through the books?
Yeah, the ones that were on top of his desk or paper.
Okay, give me a perception check. So as you're going through his notebook, you see there are looks like some attempts at writing a letter, and all of them appear to be addressed to a girl named Nisei. Nicee. Except the second E has one of those things over it.
An accent line?
Yeah, that thing.
Okay.
I was making the hand motion of what it looked like, but then I realized you couldn't see me.
Okay.
Welcome to Virtual Tabletop, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And so it appears to be some kind of an apology, something about apologizing because from what you can get from it, it seems like there was some rough breakup, like this might have been an ex-girlfriend or something, and that she was making some kind of accusations against that some of his work was her ideas, and he was trying to apologize for any feelings she had while also denying her allegations.
All right. Anything else of use? Did he possibly leave a 4-digit code somewhere in this book?
You got a nat 20, so I'll say his ex-girlfriend's name is. Yeah. Sorry. 5. Sorry, five letter code. His ex-girlfriend's name is 5 letters.
Oh, okay.
I forgot to count the second E.
W.
Guys, I just realized I was wrong. It's not a 4-digit password. It's a 5-digit password.
Oh, well, why don't you try the name Nisei? Nisee.
Nicee.
Nicee, sorry.
Yeah. I realized.
What kind of name is that?
How do you put an accent mark in the password with the keyboard?
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. Well, you can shift 6, but that's a caret. That's not like that's not an umlaut or whatever. You know what? I don't know why I'm explaining this. I definitely know how to do it. I'll just try every combination possible. If that first thing, I'll just brute force it. Simple. No big deal.
I knew I could count on you, Gadgetman.
What about you, Gabriel? Are you looking through anything?
Well, one's looking at the books, one's looking at the desk. I guess I'll check under the bed.
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
Hey, nat 20.
You find a bottle of unscented shampoo. It's empty.
Hey guys,
Hold on. Men's shampoo or women's shampoo?
Men's shampoo.
Thank you.
this bottle of shampoo is empty. Is there any residue left on it, as if it had been used over time, or if it was used all in one go?
It looks like it's been used over time, and whenever you go to like sniff it, it smells like lavender, even though the label says unscented.
Hey, Queen, give this a whiff, and I throw Queen the bottle.
Do you want me to make a perception check, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right.
When you smell it, it smells like lavender.
Okay.
And when you look at it, it looks like kind of crusty around the edges, and it reminds you of a bottle. It looks like it's been used and refilled multiple times.
What's the name of the product? Is it like a super special kind of thing?
It's just a generic Tundra value plan.
So
Tundra,
it's not like something specifically for like dandruff or anything crazy like that. It's just like
right?
hair stuff. Huh. Well, why would they be using this if? Oh wait, this is a clue. You said you found out that their hair was just cleaned, right?
Yeah, that's why I was saying if you could make a match with the scent that their hair was giving off, see if it was lavender or if it was unscented.
I guess I'll make an intellect check to see if I remember, or
Sure, give me an intellect check.
oh gosh, no. Oh. I definitely cannot recall if their hair was lavender scented at this time.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Yeah. But, I mean, we can still definitely take this in for evidence. Right, Jonah? Right?
Jonah's like, hey, any little bit of evidence helps.
Okay.
He pulls an evidence bag from his utility belt.
That utility belt's awful handy.
I don't got the superpowers. I gotta have the super utility.
I mean, technically, I don't have superpowers either, but, maybe I should invest in the utility belt.
He gestures towards your sword.
The sword is super. I'm not.
He just shrugs.
Well, anyway, did Gadgetman get into that in those files yet?
Yes, Gadgetman was able to access the files. Gadgetman finds multiple completed transcripts of what appears to be a young adult novel series. And in the emails, finds a contract with a local publisher to publish his young adult novel series. And the first book is set to come out in 6 months.
Cool. So, a student writer. He was publishing, but this book was already set to come out. And
Well,
I find all the correspondence and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, you find the correspondence. You see the stuff where he sent in, went to the editor, came back, second revision, so on and so forth. And you see the first book is done, but the next 5 books are not. They're in varying degrees of done, partially done. And the last one's just an outline.
So this guy had a book deal and he published the first. I mean, I'm communicating this to my team, by the way. So this guy had a book deal, and he had published the first book in his series, right? And he has some details for another 4 books here. But if he already had the contract and he already had published the first book in the series, that wouldn't be enough motive to kill him, would it?
I mean, it's possible. Maybe he was competing with somebody for a spot to get their book published or something.
Oh, or maybe somebody thought that he had plagiarized their idea, and that would have been motive to kill him.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what these letters are saying. Jonah, do you know who this Newsday person would be? Or know of her?
Jonah looks at the files he has on his notepad. He says, "Well, you're in luck. We have gotten court permission to interrogate all members of the writing club, and Nisei is a member of the writing club."
Well, what are we waiting for?
Do you think we should investigate the other crime scene first, or do you guys want to go straight into this?
Actually, let's check out the other crime scene. I have a thought, but I need to see the other crime scene, see if we can find anything there, to see if it makes sense.
All right, so you head to the second crime scene, which is a family home, and you see 2 elderly parents who are willing to give you whatever they can. They just want to understand what happened to their child. And this is the home of the last home was Luca Green. This is James Thomas. And when you go in here, this room is in pristine condition. Everything is organized. All of the books are in perfect order. And there's no written notebook, but there is a locked laptop in front of where it's outlined that he died.
Oh, look, a laptop.
Gadgetman.
Oh, wow. That's like your expertise, Gadgetman.
Is that all I'm good for now, is breaking into other people's laptops?
Hey.
Not all you're good
You can
for,
blow up stuff too.
but if you're good at it, you might as well, right?
Hey, not so loud in front of our,
Jonah just smirks. You can see him smirk under his helmet. I'm just a fly on the wall.
I'm gonna try to. I'm just gonna investigate. I'm gonna roll technology to see if what I can find out about the laptop.
Okay.
Let's do it. Oh my god! I keep failing. What the heck?
The laptop is now locked out.
Jeez. I mean, honestly, like this is like out of character. My fingers move so fast, like I could totally, like I do that on my work laptop all the time. But like, I don't know. This is unprecedented for me. Usually, I can get through any basic. This is wild. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I've been here before, like deja vu to like college, you know? I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know how crude I can be in front of our CEO here, but I think we all know what I'm talking.
I think so, but I'm just gonna assume that I don't. Maybe we can look around some more before you I don't know, take a crack at that again.
Well, the laptop's locked out. So you're going to need a factory reset to get it open.
Either that, or we'll have to wait a significant amount of time. If it's a school laptop, we could take it to the school's IT department. But if it's not a school laptop, then yeah, that's going to require way more security research.
Yeah, this is not a school laptop. This is a personal laptop.
Barnacles.
So you have to wait at least 48 hours.
All right, well, so we can't get into the laptop. This guy was a victim, right? So how did we get here again? Was this because Nisi was here?
No, this is the other murder victim, and you wanted to investigate this.
We're looking for any traces of motive or something that ties the victims together, possibly related to lavender scent. Okay, so
Well, I was one.
laptops.
I thought that maybe this person also was connected to the same publishing company.
I'm gonna
Or
roll.
we might find
Okay.
evidence for Nisi here as well. That's two
I'm gonna
different things that
roll-
could possibly connect the two of them.
If I'm trying to remember something, do I need to roll straight intelligence or what?
Yes, you have to roll straight intellect.
Okay, I'm gonna roll straight in to see if I remember where Gabe found the shampoo bottle before.
Okay.
You
You recall that that Gabe found the shampoo bottle under the bed.
Can I look under the bed?
Yes, you may.
Do I roll perception?
Yeah, sure. Perception or investigation, your choice.
Investigation.
Okay, because you're looking for a specific thing.
On.
You
You
are on a roll today.
as you're investigating, you accidentally start like ruffling stuff up, and your suit bumps into the side of the bed, and one of the bed frames breaks. With a loud clash and a bang, you see the victim's parents come to the door and say, "Is something wrong? Did the attacker return?"
I say nothing.
No. My associate here is just looking for some evidence.
I'm gonna go outside for a minute. I think there's probably a better chance of me finding something out there at this point. I'm just gonna carefully walk past the parents and leave.
Jonah walks to the parents and hands them a business card and says, "We'll be in touch about any damages that our investigative team has caused. I'm willing to stake my career that they're the best option there is to find justice for your child."
Oh, Jonah.
After they're calmed down and he kind of ushers them back downstairs. He walks back into the group. He says, "I mean that. I'm here because I believe in you. I believe that one mistake was a one-off. Please don't prove me wrong."
Well, mistakes aside, if we can't find anything in here, we might have to talk to the parents in a little bit.
Okay. Well, I asked them to wait downstairs. They said they're going to make some tea.
I would like to make a perception check to just see the room and see if I can
Sure.
find anything amiss.
You do with that perception check as you're looking around the room, scanning it. you see that the books on the bookshelves around the room all appear to be organized in alphabetical order by author, but one of the books appears very gravely out of place.
I would like to take that book off the shelf.
All right, and when you take the book out the shelf, a slip of paper, folded up slip of paper, falls out of the book.
I'll pick it up and read it. What does it say?
It has 10 names listed, and it has information and notes about each person, and for each of them, it has a shampoo listed next to them. And the first name is very heavily circled.
Is the first name Nisei?
No, Nisei is the Nisei is the second name.
Who's the first name?
Someone named Benjamin Mutton.
Benjamin Mutton.
His name is circled, but then there's also question marks next to the next name, which is Nisei Prose.
Okay.
And then underneath that was Sean Bovine, then Lisa Langley, Jake Wesker, Jonathan Clark, Mike Smith, Aaron Steele, Gina Wright, and Jamie Best.
I know I'm not there, but is Luca's name on the list?
No.
Okay.
Luca was murdered first. This is the second murder. And there's little things about this person's a gamer dude. This person's really friendly and supportive. This person always plays support characters in RPGs. But the only one with the big underlining and the question marks are the first two names of Benjamin Mutton and Nisei Prose.
Just for reference, none of these names are the names of the 10 club members, are they?
They are all. When you ask Jonah, Jonah confirms that those are all 10 members of the writing clubs, all the surviving members.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Well, I guess we could have a brief talk with the parents downstairs, and then we could go interrogate this Nisei character and find this Mutton guy.
Yeah. Also,
I think we might want to split up here and find Mutton as soon as possible, because he might be the next target.
That could be the case. I turned to Jonah. Were all did the murders happen at the same time?
they both murders are believed to have happened between 9 and 10 p.m. One was yesterday and one was the day before. We have plenty of time. It's only noon now.
Okay, then Gabriel, since you said we might want to split up and find this guy, do you want to go with Gadgetman or Jonah to find this Mutton guy, and whoever you don't take can talk to the parents with me and then go back to the station?
Well, you said we have plenty of time.
Yeah, right.
Do we want to take the chance that we are unable to find him?
Oh wait, don't we have like express permission to just be able to like talk to these people?
Yes, you've gotten warrants, not the arrest kind of warrants, but the you're allowed to interrogate these people kind of warrants.
Oh. And we can just have somebody go get that guy and bring him to the station then, right?
Yeah, that is something you can have them go do.
Oh. Well, let's have that happen. I still want to talk to the parents. Let's have that happen. And we can interrogate Nisei and Benjamin Mutton. whenever we get back to the station.
All right. So whenever you tell Jonah, Jonah says he's already got people on the way to pick up Nisei, and he'll have people start looking for this Benjamin Mutton character. He already had people looking for Nisei just because ex-girlfriend.
Very close to the target, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. The thing is, he found out she was the ex-girlfriend the same time you found out she was the ex-girlfriend. He just called it in as soon as you found it.
Gotcha.
So you're gonna go downstairs to talk to the parents?
Yeah, I would like to, unless anybody else wants to investigate here or do something else before that.
What do you want me to do? Or is that up to Gabe?
There's nothing else I'd like to do here.
Okay. Now, Gabe, just because the police are out looking for this Benjamin Mutton doesn't mean that it might not be faster for you to find him yourself, because you do have super speed.
Very true. Well, it might be a good idea for me to go looking for him, and then you guys follow up with the interrogation.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. I can stay.
Well, I don't think anybody else could keep up with me at this current moment, so it might be better for me to go solo.
As you're leaving, Jonah looks you straight in the eye and says, "I'm trusting you. Please don't kill anyone."
I haven't killed anyone, nor do I intend to.
Good.
And before I accidentally commit murder this session.
What was that? What was it that Speedster did in The Boys?
And before I end up like Quicksilver.
All right.
Oof.
So, when the rest of you go downstairs to talk to the parents, they finish the tea and says, "Do you drink tea?"
Yes.
Sorry, I've never interacted with super people before.
Well, we're just people like you. We just lucked out of it.
Yes. Exactly. Did you have any questions for us? Do you have any clues? Do you have any information?
Well, we are out looking for 2 suspects currently, but that's about all I can say about that. I did want to ask you some questions about your son's activities throughout the past couple weeks.
Okay, sure. Go right ahead.
He was a part of this intercollegiate writing club, right?
Yeah.
Was he having any work published, or were there any like rumors of him stealing someone's ideas or something like that? Maybe.
Oh, he would never steal anyone's ideas. But he did have a publishing deal. He wanted us to keep it quiet because he didn't want to steal a lot of the thunder and praise that was being heaped on Luca for his work. And after Luca died, he was very distraught. They were best friends.
Did they hang out? Was it mostly just them? Did they hang out with other people, like a lot, like more than usual?
So with a sad smile, the mother gets up and walks to the cabinet and pulls out a picture, and you see, when she shows it to you, there are 3 people in the picture. You see James and Luca, and you also see between them a black girl, and she says, "That's Nisei. The three of them were inseparable.
All right.
This picture looks like it's very old, and they look like they're in high school.
Okay. Well, was your son acting afraid recently, up to leading to what happened?
Now, at first, the mother's like, no, no, and then the father cuts her off and says, gotta tell him the truth. It's the only way this is gonna work. And she's like, no, that's not. And he cuts her off and says, no, we have to tell them. He looks you straight in the eye. He says, my son thought that Nisei killed Luca. He was extremely suspicious of her. The two after she and Luca broke up, there was a whole big mess, and she and Luca worked together so much on their writing that sometimes it was hard to separate whose idea was whose. But Luca got the writing contract, and Nisei didn't.
I see.
My son was investigating all of the members of the writing club. He was going full Sherlock Holmes, breaking down information. It's all on his laptop.
Do you mind if we take that for a moment? Or for a minute?
He says, go right ahead. If it'll lead to this, I don't know if it is Nisei. It seems unthinkable for that girl who was so bright and joyous and such a big part of their lives to have turned so much that she would commit murder. Or that, of all people, like, sometimes she and James would bicker, but she and Luca, even after they broke up, even though it was messy, the two of them still stayed civil. I thought my son was out of his mind, to be completely honest with you.
Well, you never know why these things happen. So, hopefully we can find out exactly what's going on and get some justice for your son.
Thank you.
So I guess I'll pack up the laptop and get on out of here.
All right, so
I would agree.
Gabriel,
Gabriel here.
give me a roll and add your ranks in super speed. And how many?
18.
18? Okay. So with you, you head to the address that Jonah gave you with the when you were looking through the list of suspects, and you find this large, extravagant palace of a house. And when you arrive, there's a security guard at the front door. Are you going to try to like push past him and get in, or are you going to like talk to him?
I will be civil first, and I will attempt to talk to him.
He looks at you and says, yes, can I help you?
Is this the Mutton residence?
Yes, it is. Do you have an appointment?
I don't have an appointment, but I do have reasonable suspicion that he might be in danger. Mr. Benjamin?
The young master couldn't be in danger. We have around-the-clock security guarding him at all times. We understand that 2 of his friends have been taken down by some of these horrible lesser elements. Are you here to attempt to seek his protection?
I'm attempting to protect him, not seek his protection. I'm not worried about myself. I'm more concerned with him. You guys might be security, but we're dealing with something supernatural. I'm not quite sure how, forgive me for saying this, ordinary people would deal with the supernatural.
Give me give me a persuasion check.
Note to self. Deus Ex Machina a persuasion power on my next weapon. Can I add a 0 to that?
No, but you could spend a hero point.
Please.
All right, go for that reroll.
Much better.
All right. So he seems to have been at least motivated by your actions and your honest concern. He says, well, why don't you come inside? I will talk to the young master and the head of the house and see how best we can coordinate with your capabilities. Since we're all on the same side here.
That sounds great. That'd be awesome.
He lets you in and says, so would you like some tea?
Sure.
Do you have a favorite flavor or preference for type of tea?
Green tea would be great if you have it.
Oh, good. A normal request. And he goes, and he tells the butler to get you some green tea.
Do you normally get abnormal tea requests?
He smirks before he heads out the room, and he says, the young master sometimes has unusual tastes.
All right. Well, maybe I'll get to question him about his interesting tastes.
He says, oh, that would make for a wonderful conversation. And at that point, he leaves the room to go communicate. He's gone for about 5 to 10 minutes. Are you gonna wait, or are you gonna go explore the house?
I'm not gonna be rude. I'm just gonna wait patiently.
Okay. He comes back down and says, so, I've spoken to our head of security and to the young master. They believe that the attacker may come from the rooftop because the previous 2 victims were on the 2nd floor when they were killed. We've prepared an area for you to wait and patrol on the rooftop that you can protect the young master over the course of the night.
That sounds perfect.
He says, "Come this way, and I'll show you. I'll show you where the facilities are, and I'll also show you to the rooftop watching area."
I'm in your care.
And at that, he leads you up a big circular staircase, and then he leads you up a maintenance ladder. He shows you where the restroom is, and he shows you the area they've got set up there. There's snacks, and it's a large flat roof. And he says, the young master's bedroom is just below us. With your hopefully enhanced senses and capabilities, you should be able to see any danger coming.
I have confidence in my abilities.
Wonderful. I will leave you to it then.
When do I get to meet the young master?
Oh, you are. If you'd like to get someone to cover your watch and come downstairs, I'm sure he'd be more than happy to talk to you for a short while, for like a if you wanted a break from the rooftop.
Would there be a chance to meet with him before I begin my watch?
Certainly, come this way. He leads you back down the maintenance hatch and into the room directly beneath the area where he had you set up before. He knocks on the door, and the door opens, and you see this tall, good-looking, very very fair-skinned, green-eyed, blonde-haired young man wearing a business suit and says, "Ah, you, my hero, my heroic hero, who came to my aid in time of need."
I wouldn't call myself a hero yet. We have yet to prove myself, but I do appreciate the sentiment.
And I appreciate your presence. Now, as you walk in, you see a very expansive rock collection against the back wall. It's the most prominent feature in the room. There's a large bed as well, and there appears to be a writing desk and a bookshelf with a variety of books.
Can I make a quick observation of the books and or rock collection?
Sure, give me a persuasion check. Not persuasion, sorry, perception check. Those P words.
I was gonna be like, God, not persuasion again.
Yeah, you have to persuade him to talk about his rock collection.
That comes later. I'm super perceptive tonight, and I'm all about it.
You and Gadgetman appear to be on opposite ends of this this luck spectrum. All right, so as you are observing things, you see.
Wait, you're muted? Am I? Oh god, I thought I was muted. I was just gonna make a quippy comment. I'm just saying, hey, what the heck, man? I'm doing my best.
I was just talking about luck.
Hey, you're having a bad day. It's all right. That's how relationships work. That's how relationships works. It's okay. You know, it's not always 100. It's not always 50-50. You could carry me next time.
Wait, say that again.
I said relationships aren't always 50-50. Sometimes it's 60-40. Sometimes it's 80-20. You can carry me next time.
Hey, Joker. You don't know it yet, but that you just made my night, man. Thank you for that. I appreciate that so much.
You're welcome, sir.
Aww. So, you notice that there appears to be on the bookshelf a lot of what seems like a lot of folders. You know how you print out a bunch of things and you put it in one of those clear fronted folders, like if you have some kind of a report you're turning into school?
Yes, I'm familiar.
You see a lot of those on the bookshelf. And you also notice that a lot of the rocks are crystals, different types of crystal formations.
Okay, I'm just gonna come out and ask it. Do any of them look like the salt crystal that came out of the two victims?
You see one.
Hey, this rock looks kind of familiar. What rock is this?
Says, "Oh, that's a special Himalayan sea salt. It's very rare for it to reach anywhere near that size. I had to search far and wide in order to find that one. Normally they fall apart and they break down into smaller crystals before it reaches anywhere near that size."
Hey, Joker.
Where'd you find that?
No. Hold on. I'll give you my hero point if you lick the salt crystal. Go lick
What?
it. If you go lick it, I'll give you my hero point.
Do it.
What?
Do it.
I'm being peer pressured and I don't appreciate this. That's not even in character.
Do it for the content.
That's not in character. Let's keep in character, folks. Also, it's behind a glass case. It's in a glass case.
Boo! Rejected. I reject your reality and substitute my own.
That's what hero points are for, but you're not here.
Yeah.
So, Gabriel, what were you saying?
I was asking where he was able to find it since he searched so far and wide.
Well, I got it from this Tibetan monk that I found high up in the mountains that collects these salts. It's completely amazing. He claimed it was one of a kind, but I'll be completely honest with you. Judging by the fact that it naturally should have broken before getting this point, I'm willing to bet he grew it through some artificial means. But you know what? It still looks amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks great. As I make a mental note that I might have been incorrect about him being in danger and him actually being the danger.
I just want to direct everybody's attention to the comment I put in the Dreams Become Nightmares chat. Because it made me laugh.
Wow.
I feel like I missed the part of the joke, but okay.
It's salt.
Oh.
The joke was not that high up in the sky.
I just wasn't that low.
Sorry, just the idea of that makes me laugh.
Yep.
I'll stop. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. So after that, after your question about that, he says, Would you care to read one of my manuscripts? Or at least hear about some of them? I am a very avid writer. I'm telling you, these publishers don't know what they're missing.
Yeah, actually, what I could do is I could take one of your manuscripts with me when I go up for my watch.
Oh, certainly. And he rushes over to his bookshelf, and you see him start pulling the folders out, being like, this one. No, this one. This one's a nice self-contained story that should be a great read while you're up there, that shouldn't distract you too much from your guard duties. Also, if you need anything, money, food, anything, my father will pay it. My life is valuable. All life is valuable.
But yours in particular?
Well, my father's responsible for mine, not for everyone else's.
Fair enough. I appreciate the sentiment, but I think I'll be good for now. My priority right now is just to make sure that you're safe.
Certainly. Thank you so much. Did you have any other questions or anything you wanted to talk about?
I think it could wait till the night's over, just to make sure that I don't spend too much time down here. We don't know who or when they're going to drop in, or if they're going to drop in. So it's better to be on guard as soon as possible. I just wanted to, meet the person that I was protecting.
Thank you so much for your time and effort. And yes, hopefully after all this mess is over, we can have a wonderful conversation. And he hands you the transcript that he pulled out of his bookshelf.
All right. And make sure to slide that into my jacket and head back to my post.
All right. So while you're up there, we are gonna jump back to the special response team headquarters, and when the rest of the party gets back there, you're told that Nisei has been located and is waiting in one of the interrogation rooms.
So it's me, Jonah, and Gadgetman, right?
Yes.
All right, let's go straight to the interrogation room. Let's get this going.
Are all of you going in at once?
Let's go in together, and actually, Can we convince Jonah to be in the observation room while we go handle this?
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh shoot!
Here, I'll help.
15? No, don't help. Wait, how high is your persuasion?
Not very high, but I have teamwork.
Oh, that's true. Okay, sure.
Boom.
All right.
Look
All
at
right,
us
so
growing together as a team.
Yep. So that gives you
session one.
Yes. All right. So with the teamwork, you gain an additional 5 points to your persuasion roll. So that brings your persuasion roll up to a 20.
Woo! So what does that do for us exactly?
Well, you overcome Jonah's will check,
Yay!
which was. Can you see the roll I just did?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I'm not. I was doing test rolls earlier, and I wanted to make sure I'd set it properly. So yeah, Jonah rolled at 18, so that 20 made the difference. And yeah, you do convince Jonah to go wait in the other room. At first, he's a bit hesitant and is expressing a desire to be involved in the front end of the investigation. But you do convince him, and he decides, since he is a fly on the wall, to just be a fly on the wall. And he goes into the next room while the other two of you walk in, and you see a black girl with braided hair sitting at the table, and she looks up and says, "Oh, supers."
Yeah, we're in charge of this investigation.
Okay. I was told that you wanted to talk to me. What can I do?
I guess you could start by telling us what you've been up to for the past couple days.
Well, 2 days ago I was at 2 days ago I had class. I ate. I spent time with some of my friends, and then I went to a party that night. I was hoping that Luca would be there because I wanted to talk to him, but I guess he wasn't there. I'm not sure why I thought he would be at a party. You know, he's always number one on top of his work. But yeah,
What did you want to talk to him about? Pre-tell.
she says, she wrings her hands a little bit and she's like, so have you ever been in a relationship?
Yeah.
You know how when you've been in a relationship with someone, especially one that built out of a friendship, the two of you just stop being two separate people sometimes. It's sometimes you move and think and act and express things as one.
Yeah.
Well, Luca and I, we had that. And when he wrote the first book in his series, the one that's coming out and getting published in 6 months, getting store shelves, we were dating. And I very frequently was the one he bounced ideas off of. We were both working on stuff. And I think that he thought that because our breakup was pretty messy and emotional, that I wanted something from him. But I didn't. I think he and I make far better friends than we do partners. And that's all I wanted, was for us to be friends again.
I mean, you seem to be leaving out a lot of details here. Was this over? What was the breakup over? If you don't mind me asking.
Give me a persuasion check. Or an intimidation check, your choice.
No, not rolling intimidation. This is a vulnerable girl. I'm just gonna roll straight persuasion. 14.
She says, I'm not sure how that's relevant to the investigation, but it
All right.
I
Sensitivity is not really my strong suit, so forgive me if this comes off as harsh, but we have reason to suspect your friend may have been murdered over his work. Not saying that makes you a suspect, but if somebody
does.
hold on. If somebody if somebody murdered him because they thought, for example, he was stealing their work, and then maybe they found out that he was using your ideas, maybe he would want you dead as well. So even though the questions we ask you might not seem relevant, it could help us ascertain the motive or identity of whoever did this to your friend.
She looks at you and is like, I'll be completely honest with you. I was completely unable to follow your logic through any part of that sentence. But I'll answer your question. I loved Luca, but I wasn't in love with him. And I don't want to make him sound like some kind of man-child, because he's not. Or he wasn't. I think he was in love with, and there's an emotional reaction when there's a rejection on that scale. When there's something like that happening, there's a visceral emotional reaction. And maybe I was too blunt, but I was trying to tear the Band-Aid off quickly because I didn't want to lead him on because we'd been friends for so long. I didn't want to just date him and put up with him because we both cared about each other and keep going and going and going. And then all of a sudden, it's 10 years down the road and he's proposing for marriage. And I am just not wanting to marry just to marry. I thought it would be easier to just be blunt and to tell him. And he didn't take it super well, and he said some things that I'm pretty sure he didn't mean. And I reacted poorly because some of the stuff he said hit some nerves. You know.
I would like to make an insight check.
I
Sure.
would also like to make an insight check.
Okay.
But I don't have teamwork, so I'm just gonna. This will just be standard, whatever. To add to.
Okay.
Why don't you just do it the other way around, because you're the one asking the questions?
Because he wanted to do it first, and I'm trying to be a good teammate.
A good teammate would accept teamwork, and you know what? Never mind. Just do what you do.
All right. So, who's doing the primary role and who's doing the helping role?
I'm doing the primary role.
Okay.
Unless Gadgetman has more in
Nope.
than I do. Okay.
Nope. Nope.
All right. Give me those insight rolls.
Please hold.
She seems to be extremely emotional, and as best you can tell, it seems like she's being honest. Like she's bearing her soul. Anything to see justice done for the person she cared about. She may not have been in love with Luca, but she did care about him.
All right. What can you tell me about Benjamin Mutton?
As soon as you say that name, her nose wrinkles. Like she just smelled something disgusting. And she's like, that sleazeball? All right. So, Benjamin acts like he's everybody's friend. But he's one of those people that, like, they act like they're your friend until you're not in the room, and then they'll tear you down to everybody else. Except, he does that to everybody. So some people just assume that toxicity is part of his character traits. I think most people put up with it because he's got money. And he can be generous when he wants to be.
All right. Did I know you guys are in the same club, but did Luca and Benjamin hang out in the recent past?
She shrugs and is like, we had our weekly meeting earlier in the week before all this happened. But, like, Luca and Benjamin weren't super close, but, like, Luca was this nice guy, a friend to everybody. You know? And it just... He could do better in the friend department than Benjamin. A lot of people could do better, but like I said, when he wants to be, Benjamin can be generous. Luca was in a spot a while back where he needed some money to help with his tuition because there was some issues with his scholarship and some paperwork stuff. But Benjamin bailed them out. Now, don't get it twisted though, because Luca paid back every single cent that Benjamin loaned him. But since then, they've been friends.
What about this weekly meeting? Did anything weird happen at the meeting?
Well, Luca officially announced that his book is being published. He was going to do a small book signing at the local bookstore on the day of release in 6 months, and that we all were congratulating Luca. It was a big deal. He got a multi-book deal, and he was getting enough in his cash advance that he was going to be in a really good spot.
And all of you were equally happy for him and his opportunity?
She gets a smirk and she's like, so in a club of struggling writers, one of them just stands up and says he has won the equivalent of the Mega Ball lottery. Not just out of luck, but out of skill. There's going to be feelings.
Well, yes, but did anyone take it particularly hard? Other than yourself, of course.
He's like, so I had some kind of feelings because I've been trying to get published myself. James is getting published, and his book is coming out not even a month after Luca's, but he didn't want to steal Luca's thunder. Also, there are two others who weren't exactly in the best mood. There was Sean Bovine and the one that I was telling you about, Benjamin Mutton. We all know the troubles that Sean and Benjamin have faced trying to get their work published. It's been a nightmare. Like, Sean was supposed to have a deal. He had everything lined up. And then at the last second, the publisher dropped him. But because of something he didn't read in his contract, the publisher was allowed to back out of the publishing deal at any point in the deal with no repercussions. But if he'd backed out, there would have been so many fines. But the publisher could back out at any time. Benjamin, I'm pretty sure that not a month goes by that he doesn't submit something to some publishing company. And myself, I have put stuff in. So I will admit that, like, Benjamin, me, and Sean weren't super duper over the moon. There was some of that slight resentment, especially when you just have people in the same field, it happens. But James was cheering for Luca. The two of them, they have a bromance I couldn't define.
I see. Are any of the the remaining group members that are alive, of course, are any of them really into gaming of any kind?
Yeah. Think Lisa, Sean, and Benjamin. They do a lot of that gaming stuff. I don't know anything about the gaming stuff. I don't like. I've helped friends with like story ideas, but I can't. There's just so much. It's math. It's math with like some kind of a mask on.
Yes, gaming can be interesting.
She
Out of character. Don't make me quit this by telling me that this is just masked math. I don't like math.
Every card game you've ever played has literally been masked math.
Well, time to retire.
and she instantly blushes and she realizes you are gamers, and she's like, I mean, no offense for, people can like math.
No, that's not what I was asking. I was simply trying to see if any of the names on this list I have here might be in possession of a sheet unit.
Oh, also, Jonathan Clark, super duper gamer dude. He's into games as well, but like, he's always talking about like playing Call of Duty and something Unite. He's playing like constant like fighting games. He's into gaming stuff.
Does he enter tournaments? Do you know?
Clark? I'm sure he does. He talks about it all the time. He leads forward like, to tell you the truth, none of us ever like sitting next to him, because when it's coming time for a tournament, he starts washing his hair with energy drinks because he thinks it gives him luck.
It's so silly. Out of character, how long have we been? How long since the sheet units were first handed out?
It's been a little over a month.
Okay. So back in character, I want to ask Nisei if he had been talking, or if he had gotten excited and started washing his hair with energy drinks about a month ago. Or
He's
she-
like, yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't know if he does the tabletop stuff. I know he does shooters and MOBAs and fighting games. But you asked about gaming, and those are games.
Those are games. Those are games. I want to make another insight check to see if she's lying about herself playing games, or if she's into games or whatever.
Go for it. She's being completely 100% honest.
Damn. Okay. Gadgetman, do you have anything else to ask?
No, not really. I mean, it's clear to me that even if she is a suspect, she clearly didn't have the means to kill this guy, or frankly, the opportunity. We suspect that it was a hero person, right? We know she had I guess she might have had the opportunity because she went to that party, but you certainly wouldn't have had the means to kill these people. Nor seemingly, well, she might have had the motive because of the motive would be jealousy. But I think we have to rule her out, which means that the only lead we have is we can go after this Sean Bovine guy, or we can go after this Jonathan character, or we can try to get a read on Benjamin based off of that's where we know Gabe is going.
All right. Well, I don't want to.
I mean, whatever you think is the most optimal strategy, I think we should go for it.
Now, are
Does
you talking
anyone-
about this in the same room as her?
No. We walked out of the room.
Okay, just checking.
But yeah, I don't think we should completely rule out anybody, but we should definitely check on this Benjamin guy. At least.
I mean,
Okay.
in the interest of time, we should make a decision soon because, another young man's life may be at stake.
That's true. Well, let's set Nisei loose for now, and then let's try and get in contact with Gabriel.
Agreed.
So when you communicate to Nisei that she's free to go, it says, "Well, I hope you find who did it. Not just for Luca, but for James too. He and I may not have seen eye to eye, but he was a good person."
We'll do our best.
All right. So at this point, the two timelines have successfully linked up, and you're able. So now we are right after when Gabe went back out to the rooftop. Gabe, were you going to contact them?
Yes. So when I get to the rooftop, I make sure to do a quick scan, make sure that there's nobody around listening.
Give me a perception check.
Am I going to get another 20?
Get him out the way now.
Don't say that. Just for that, I'm going to make sure that this isn't a 20. Mass manipulation of the dice.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. All right. So as you're checking around and looking around up there, you do see there is a security system installed, and there are security cameras, but you don't see any microphone attachments on them. They appear to be like those low-end security cameras you can get at like Walmart.
Perfect. So I give my crew a call, and I'm like, "Yo, guys, I think I might have gotten this mixed up."
What happened?
So I met with Benjamin, and while I was in his room, he was showing off the manuscripts and was giving off signs of jealousy that Luca was chosen for the publishing instead of him. And to top it off, he has a rock collection. And in that rock collection was a very large Himalayan salt.
So you're saying he has salt, but not that he was literally salty over being passed over.
He's both.
Oh, okay. Well,
He has salt and he has salt.
I mean, would you say he is suspicious enough to consider bringing into custody, or, and hear me out, maybe if he is the next target, maybe we just wait around and see if anybody shows up tonight?
I mean, I fully intend to wait to make sure that he isn't the target, because I don't want to leave or take him into custody and we get it wrong. But
Or if he
saying,
is the culprit, maybe we can catch him in the act tonight when he tries to leave.
that is possible. I'm currently on the roof, and so but wait, what if he doesn't need to leave? What
What do you mean?
if the the Himalayan salt is the way he's actually getting the targets.
Explain.
He told me that he got the salt from a monk in the woods or in the mountains. What if maybe he's not the one with the powers? Maybe the monk is the one that made the salt? But what if the salt can, remotely, in some way, shape, or mystical form, grow out of the people he's targeting just by touching it?
So clearly, something like that would have to be unnatural, right?
Very well. I mean, salt growing out of bodies and killing people is unnatural, so I'm not ruling anything out.
You're suggesting that either he has an accomplice who can distribute this salt to his victims, or he's using the salt like a poison, which is causing some sort of reaction inside their bodies, right?
Something like
That's clearly something that wouldn't be normal. Say something a potion could maybe detect.
yes, actually, if you guys want to bring over that potion, well, I mean, I guess it would be hard to justify just breaking into his room and splashing that potion on his salt.
Exactly.
Maybe taking him into custody is the right move. I mean, we would be able to keep an eye on him, make sure that he's not in any danger. But trying to get him to leave would be the issue here.
I say we meet you there. We bring Jonah. We do the due diligence, and if we have to bring him in afterwards, we'll bring him in afterwards. We can't risk putting him at risk if he's not. If he is innocent, we can't risk putting him at risk in case something happens between now and the time that we're able to bring him in. You know what I mean?
Yep, I completely agree.
Queen, do you concur?
I do. But do you think maybe we should test the potion on the salt crystals in the victims before we do that?
Sure, that's a fine idea.
Just to make sure we're dealing with a super and not something else out of the ordinary.
No, I got you.
We're definitely dealing with the super. There's no question about that. But it's whether or not Benjamin is the super, or if the salt that he's using was created by a super and given to him.
Did he say how long ago he got that salt crystal thing?
I didn't think to ask.
Alright, well, let's run a quick test on the victims' bodies, crystals, and then we'll make our way over to you.
Got it.
Alright, I'll keep my eyes open while I'm here.
Alright, and if you can, maybe get a little bit more information out of him. I don't know.
Well, right now I'm posted up on the roof. I'm supposed to be on watch, so I don't want to raise suspicion by going back and forth too many times.
Understood. Then we'll make our way there as soon as possible.
When you pull up, just let me know, and I'll come on down and let him know that I have allies coming in.
Works for me.
Yeah, that works.
So, when you tell Jonah about your plan, he says, "Yeah, I could see that being useful." And he hands you one of the flasks. He says, "Just pour it over. It doesn't dissolve anything else except for things generated by superpowers, conjured and created things, summoned beasts."
All right. Is there enough? Do we have to like? Is it like one flask per like item, or can we just like drip? Okay.
The more you put on, the more of the stuff's going to be dissolved.
Okay.
These are these things aren't super large, but they're about the size of your fist. So using the whole flask would probably get all of one. But I mean, are you intending to completely dissolve one?
No, I just want to see if the solution has an effect on them.
Okay. So when you go downstairs, the mortician moves out the way, and you go and you dribble a little bit on the crystal. The crystal starts to fizzle and sputter, and you see as it reacts, there's a large chunk that dissolves into gas, and you see that the potion does work on these crystals.
All right, to Benjamin's house.
Sounds good to me.
So, when you arrive there, you're gonna let your teammate know, and Gabriel comes down, and when you tell people you have a whole team, they're overjoyed that you've brought even more people to help with coordinating with the young master's defense.
Yeah, that's over here.
I mean, it's not why we're here.
So, what are you doing once you get let inside the building?
Introducing them to Benjamin.
Okay. Whenever Benjamin opens the door, he says, "Friends, more friends. This is wonderful. This is completely outstanding. Oh, wow. Do you, uh, and an officer of the law as well. That's wonderful. Is there anything that you need from me? Anything I can do to contribute towards the investigation?"
Yes, actually, Ben. If you could help us out, we'd like to examine that salt crystal that you have.
Oh, my compressed Himalayan rock salt?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I have no problem showing it to you. I'm a little confused what my rock collection has to do with a murder investigation.
As much as I would love to explain all of the details, I don't know how much of the investigation is public, and I don't want to disclose anything that might harm the investigation.
He says, "Okay, certainly." And he opens the case and pulls out the rock salt. What do you? Where do you want me to put it? Like, what do you need?
Maybe break off a piece for us.
I must protest. This is an unbelievably large thing of rare Himalayan rock salt. They don't get this large. Is it absolutely necessary?
I don't think you need to break off a piece. That might be a little too much. But, Queen, do you mind putting a few drops of the solution on top of the salt?
Yeah, I can do that, and I can assure you that if this is genuine Himalayan rock salt, then no harm will come to it when I put the solution on it.
Oh, okay.
All right, I dribble like half the bottle have the flask thing on it.
No reaction.
All right. Well, we have our answer. It is just regular Himalayan salt.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, officers. Can I put it back in the case now?
It's no disappointment. I actually prefer it this way. Yeah, you can go ahead and put it back on.
He goes and puts it back. Real quick. So,
I'm just shocked about this, by the way. Completely
Okay.
shocked.
and Jonah suddenly clutches his chest. And is like, and the rest of you see what appears to be some kind of crystalline knight appearing with its hand like reaching into Jonah's chest from his back.
Whoa, he's just there?
Yeah, a crystalline knight just appeared right behind Jonah.
What? Oh no. Sorry, I'm thinking how if I can react to this or not.
I would like to
Attack.
I would like to activate my snake spit right now.
Okay. And the snake pit is 1 second. Okay. And what type of damage is your snake spit? Is it damage or is it an affliction? All right. And that's a dodge check. All right, nothing happens when you activate your snake bit. They snap at where this thing is, and they seem to go right through it.
What?
And who were you? Gabe, did you say you were swiping at it?
Yes, swiping at it.
Okay. Give me an attack roll. All right. So, your Thunder Soul seems to connect with something, but whatever it is, it seems to deflect off part of your attack.
I want to switch to my shield mode and jump next to the guy, Benjamin.
Okay.
To protect him.
When you jump next to him, Benjamin starts to cower behind you. It's like, what's happening? What's happening?
I'll let you know when I know.
And then suddenly, just as quickly as it appeared, this knight with armor made of crystal, with jagged edges, and pulls its hand out of Jonah's chest, and then it seems to disappear.
Like disappear, or go invisible?
It seems to disappear.
Would I be able to see it with infrared vision or ultravision?
Give me perception checks. Well, one perception check. So, with what types of vision do you have? Well, what type of vision do you have? You said it was infrared
Oh
and
my
what
gosh,
else?
I didn't press the button. I'm sorry. I said I have infrared vision and ultravision.
Okay. Not with your infrared, but with your ultravision, you just barely catch this guy breaking into a cloud that moves almost imperceptibly. You just barely notice that it seems to meld with Benjamin's shadow.
All right. We're dealing with something pretty crazy here. You said it merged with his shadow.
Yes.
Okay.
Benjamin appears to be on the verge of hysteria. What happened to him? What were you swinging at? What's going on?
Well, it seems our player here got tired of us snooping around. Or maybe you're the next target.
What was that? Was that an attempt on my life? What happened? Jonah gets up and it's just like, jeez, what was that? Something just felt like something was starting to burst in my chest. I barely withstood it.
How are you alive?
He starts coughing, and you see he coughs up a bloody chunk of crystal.
Whoa.
Oh,
He says, I don't know. You see him fiddle with the wrist of his armor. He's with the wristband of his armor. He says, this armor's got advanced medical treatment systems. It's currently flooding my body with some coagulant to stem the bleeding.
that's crazy. I should get that in my suit. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Is there anything I can do to, like, prepare for a surprise attack, or not really?
You can take a. Well, you would need the alert. You would need a specific advantage in order to do that, but
I
without.
don't have that. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'll just keep my shield up for now.
Jonah's just like, what hit me?
It looked like some sort of knight in crystal armor.
Where was it? I tried to. I couldn't. I didn't see anything.
Well, it was right behind you, and then it sort of disappeared into your shadow.
What? In my shadow? Is it still here?
I can't tell you. I don't know. But I want to turn to Benjamin, and I'm guessing he's still just in a hysteria, kind of muttering to himself or something like that.
Yeah, the police officer just hacked up a bloody piece of salt in front, a bloody crystal in front of him.
Fair enough. I guess I want to ask him if he might know who would want to come after his life, or I guess he didn't see anything. So yeah, I guess I want to ask him if he might know anyone who might be gunning for him.
Just, I don't. When you're someone who's as multi-talented as I am, I'm sure there are any number of people who could desire my demise.
Yeah, I'm sure.
How about Jonathan? That was his name, right?
Jonathan Clark, the big bad gamer?
Yeah. You got beef with him?
I mean, I told him that just because he won one fighting game tournament where he used Monster Energy drink to wash his hair doesn't mean that that's going to make him win every fighting game tournament when he's lost every one since then.
How long ago did he win that tournament?
The one he won? 3-4 months ago. Sorry, I just realized. Whose shadow did I say that went into?
Benjamin.
Okay, just making sure I said that properly.
Oh, my bad. Then.
Oh well.
It's been 3-4 months. Do you think he's after me?
Well, there's only a possibility. I was trying to see if he might be an enhanced individual, but if the last tournament he won was that long ago, then it's low probability.
Yes. But we have wonderful on-site doctors. If your friend here needs help, and Jonah at this point is dragging himself back to his feet. He's like, I might have to take you up on that. And he reaches into his utility belt and he pulls out another full flask of the dissolving fluid. He's like, here, in case you might need this. And he hands it to Queen.
Queen is the designated carrier of the fluid.
It would seem so.
Jonah's like, if this thing's inside my shadow, like you said, then I probably shouldn't be in here.
Do I still have any more of the original flask I got?
Yeah, you've got like about a quarter flask left.
Alright, I'd like to use that then. So I guess test Benjamin's shadow. And then yeah, you said Benjamin, but I wanna test some shadows. That's what I wanna do. I wanna test shadows here.
Okay.
So I guess I'll start with Jonah.
Okay. When you pour it onto Jonah's shadow, nothing happens.
Alright. Now I want to try Benjamin's shadow.
When you start walking towards Benjamin, he's like, what are you going to do with that with the flask?
Just checking something.
Checking what exactly?
Just don't move.
No. I'm not, okay. You've already protruded into my room. You've poured fluid all over my favorite rock, and you're telling me that something appeared here. What? Now you're telling me not to move as you walk towards me suspiciously with a flask?
Just let me check your shadow with this flask, please.
Oh, okay. Why would you check my shadow? You said it went into Jonah's shadow.
Well, this thing is after you, so that's the logical option.
Wait, so you did misspeak because you said it went into his shadow?
Yeah, no, I totally misspoke because I thought he said Jonah.
We're just running with it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It went from being an accident to a plan.
Yeah.
Okay. Carry on.
That's kind of a plan.
He's just like, okay, all right.
All right. What happens when I drip some of this stuff on his shadow?
He lets out a blood-curdling scream, and you see the skin start to peel off of his face.
I'm sorry. What?
Whoa.
How much did you dribble on the shadow?
About half that second vial.
Yeah, so you see his skin start to peel, hair coming off all over his body, starting with his face and working its way down.
You got something to tell me, Benjamin?
Well, he's currently on the floor screaming.
He's screaming.
Now the door bursts open, security guards come in. What's going on? What's going on?
How do I explain this?
We were attacked.
They're like, oh no, the young master, and they start shoving past you, trying to get him out of there, get him on a stretcher.
No. This is supernatural. This is something we are dealing with.
Then can you save him?
Yes, we can guarantee his safety.
We're trusting you.
Just alert the immediate members of his family, and we'll take care of the situation. We'll take him to one of our facilities.
Oh, please save him. Oh, please save the young master. Please save him.
I have every intention to save this man's life.
We can't kill him now, so.
Sorry, we can't help it. I love it when Gabe lies to people.
I'm not lying, though.
So as they rush out, you see that his shadow is slowly dissolving, and as it's dissolving, his skin is continuing to peel, and you can start to see his skeleton.
Holy cow.
At this point, that's when I'm just like, all right, let's get him out of here.
Yeah, no one else needs to see this.
And when you pick him up, and how are you getting him out of here? What are you doing?
I have a grabbing finesse, so I can pick him up very easily.
Yes, you are capable of grappling him.
Now what? You would go through the window or go through the door?
We should probably cover his face with something.
Like what?
A blanket or something, and then through the front, since they already know something's wrong.
Got it. Okay. Sure. Grab the blanket from his bed, I guess.
Okay. So you grab the blanket, you wrap his body up in a blanket. At this point, he stops screaming. He's limp.
All right.
So you carry his body out the front door. Give me a perception check, Gadgetman. Okay, nothing seems really out of the ordinary. Besides the fact that you're carrying a limp body.
Right.
Limp as in dead, or a limp as in passed out due to pain?
You don't know. All you know is he was screaming. You saw bones, and then as you wrapped him up, he passed out.
He's fine.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe he's not actually him.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well,
It is one way that we can test this theory.
now, I hate cliffhangers as much as the next person, but it is 11 p.m. Would you all be okay with ending this here and picking back up with this at the start of next week's session? Because I know
Yeah.
some of you have to be at work in the morning.
Hold on. I
Okay.
have one more thing before we go to make the cliffhanger an even steeper cliff.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So to test this theory, to see that if it's actually him, or if it's an effect on the sheet, I'm gonna take some of the vial and I'm gonna pour it on myself.
Nothing happens to you.
You weren't supposed to say that. You're supposed to leave
Oh.
it there.
Oh, leave it there? Oh. My bad. I'm like, oh, oops.
Wow.
Sorry. Ruined that cliffhanger. Anyway, let me end the stream and we can chat for our finale. Thank you everyone for coming on tonight's stream. I hope you all had a wonderful time, and I hope you enjoyed our wonderful mystery. I wasn't planning for this to be a two-parter, or for this to be a cliffhanger, but it was definitely exciting and definitely interesting. I put a lot of work into this mystery, and I'm really glad my players are enjoying it. But always remember the motto: shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always, always, always stop to enjoy the memes. Remember, God loves each and every one of you, and so do I. Have a good night, everybody!